Mikeycat. Gotta have a kitty cat in a Mikeycat video. Hey everybody, Mikeycat Outdoors here. So what are we doing today? Well, right behind me I got a cool little toy. Let's go check it out. Alright, so I got the Dutchware Hellbender. Got the cool Dutchware logo there. It's got a spreader bar that you feed into this pocket. Comes down about here. It's got some tensioners on there. It's a 3-piece pull. Goes over to the other side. And what this does is to kind of spread this bug net out a little bit. Keep that off your face when you're laying in there. And then when you unzip, it also kind of pulls this up a little bit. So if you were to really unzip it, it kind of cantilevers that up to keep it off your face when you're sitting down in there. So neat thing about this hammock, it's similar but different from the Superior Gear hammocks in that it's got a sewn in underquilt. But the big difference on this one is this is actually sewn into the body of the hammock. This is a 1.9 dobby. Oh, my precious dobby fabric there. And you got the stitching and stuff actually in this. So instead of having 2 layers to contain the down material of the quilt, you just have this outer layer. And then you've got the rest of this actually is the body of it. So it removes 1 layer of fabric. And also, this is directional. So unlike the Superior, which has it all the way through the body, which can be a good or bad thing, this one is directional. So when you buy a Hellbender, you got to know, do you lay with your head to the left or to your head to the right? And therefore, if like mine, I'm head left, foot right when you're looking at the ridge line. And it kind of makes a difference in how this is all laid out. So a lot of them that Dutch sells are head right, foot left. I, on the other hand, sleep head left, foot right. But Dutch and his crew have had a kind of like a gear, what would you call, like an auction Facebook group site. So scratch and dents, used, returned things, production runs where they had some extras that they want to give a little bit of a discount, and that's basically what this is here. They had a bunch of early models that they had excesses of, and they said, hey, you know, we can give a small discount on these things, pass the savings along to the customer, and, you know, get them out of the inventory. So that's what I did. I bought one of these through the little auction thing and just had to say, I'll take it. And then you go in, you do a custom order, whatever the dollar amount is for it, that's what you put for the quantity on the custom order thing in Dutchware's site. And then you put in the item number from the auction listing and fill in the rest of your info, and that's how you buy it. So it's not too bad. I'll get back to this. Quit gabbing here. So I bought this guy without any extra suspension. It just has the continuous loops here on the end. I had some hammock gear carabiners, and I had some Grand Trunk orange tree straps just to have something. I was looking for my Dutchware nice beetle buckle set that I had with my Hennessy, but I cannot find the Hennessy or the beetle buckle strap, so I just use this for now. But you've got a zipper on one end of this, and like I say, you've got things in here too where you can put your little organizers on the ends, on both the head and foot end. You've got the sewn in quilt, got the cool logo. The zipper ends up here, and you've got zipper pulls that come with it. You got glow in the dark here on the inside, and your traditional black ones on the outside. On the head end, you've got a red continuous loop, red for head, black for foot. It's an easy color-coded way to remember it. And as you come on this side, the quilt comes over this way. So if I were to stretch this out, you'd be able to see that that's kind of asymmetrical, and so you can only lay in this one direction. Now if you have a superior gear hammock, that can be used symmetrically, so you can go head right or head left, whichever way you want to do, but you do have more material there, and that adds to some of the weight of the hammock. This one kind of gets you bare bones down on the weight. They've got a 40 degree, 20 degree, and 0 degree version of this. You can get it in several colors, but the main thing is the body of this is going to be that kind of grayish whitish dobby fabric, and that's all that comes in. Your quilt material is what you can customize, so you can have like an olive green, this brilliant blue. You can get custom ordered ones too through their site if you want to have like camo or something, I think. But talk to Dutch if you have something that suits your fancy that you want them to do, and I'm sure they can accommodate in terms of that outer quilt fabric for you. But this is pretty nice. I'm just gonna give this a little trial run and see what I think of it. So far it seems pretty nice. It's lightweight, comes with its own little stuff kit, which kind of like a, I don't know, 14-inch rounded cube of sorts is about the best way I can describe how it came out of the box. It'll shrink down a lot further if you compress it. And then you got this tiny little pole bag that comes with the pole, and that's pretty compact. Hey, little girl. What do you think?
I think it's appropriately named after a pretty awesome lizard.
What do you like so far?
I like that I could probably maybe fit more than one person in here.
Yeah, if you keep it under the 300-pound weight limit.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of room. I feel like I have wings.
Do you notice the directional lay of the quilt material sewn into the body?
I suppose.
And up here above your head, you notice the head net is not touching you?
Yes. I mean, it usually doesn't because I'm pretty small, but I mean, you know, I can sit fully upright in here and have it not touch me at all. So.
Cool beans? Yeah, it's pretty comfy in here. Starting to get closer to dark, but I got plenty of room here. Put my arm around, and I don't have to worry about stuff being right on my face. I've got a couple of hammocks that'll do that. My dream hammock, which is symmetrically cut, will a lot of times have extra flappy material that kind of come down close to my face. Sometimes, depending on how I'm laying, what I'm doing, like my hammock gear one will sometimes do a little bit of that too, but it's not as bad as a dream hammock in terms of the floppiness. But having this loop up here to pull this off of me, that is nice. Yeah. Now down here at my foot end, I got my my feet down here. You can kind of see roughly where the material changes from being insulated to non-insulated by the change in the tint of the light through there, and it's not bad at all. But I mean, in terms of how you want to lay. Yeah, similar to a regular hammock. Like I say, you got your little gear peak shelf loops down there on that end, and up on this end you got them too. I just hooked my pillow onto one of these for now. There is a split up there in the ridgeline way at the end, but it's kind of tight, so I'm like, yeah, I'll just hang it off of this for now. It works. But yeah, it's overall not too shabby. Price wise, yeah, you'd be saving a while to try to buy one of these, but I know a few people have gotten these already, tried them out, and they seem to like them. I think with all hammocks, you're going to have trade-offs, pros and cons. Sometimes it's price, sometimes it's the feel of the material, sometimes it's the weight, sometimes it's how it's put together. Shoulder squeeze is a biggie for a lot of hammocks that are gathered end. This one, it splays out all right, so I mean, it's decent. I think the only hammocks that I've really had that totally get rid of a lot of that shoulder squeeze, I do like my War Bonnet Ridge Runner bridge hammock. I will say that. I do love that because it does curly up a little, but it's not that bad. Just the nature of the spreader bars and everything, it pulls things out. If you get the double layer one and you put a pad in there, that's like, whew, really good for flatness. This one seems to have a little more shoulder room than the Superior. I just slept in a Superior about 2 nights ago, and you can splay in it a little bit, but when you got that bugnet on there, it kind of pulls everything tight, and it doesn't allow you to get a good angle in your hammock. So it does kind of limit that. And if you take a bugnet off, that doesn't really become a big issue, because it had a lot of extra folds in the fabric and stuff in the Superior that if you took the stress and tension of that bugnet off of there, you would be able to splay that fabric out a lot wider and not have that issue. So depending on how you're using it, you know, with or without that net makes a difference in how this all lays out. In this one, since the bugnet is attached on the one side, you have one entry to get in and out of, which is near the head end. And I did see somebody online trying to ask to get like a custom made one to have the zipper on the foot end side, but I guess if you wanted to get something that custom, you could, but their template and everything is made up for these. That they're 11-foot hammocks. I mean, only main differences is you can get this screen cover up here, or you can get what they call a moonlight cover, or I think whatever they call it, where it's like fabric in this part, and then once you get up to this kind of stretched pull area here, then the rest of it would be the traditional screen up here like you got in this one. So if you have the 0 degree one, you might want that moonlit cover, just to keep wind and other things from colder weather elements off of you. With this one being a 40 degree, I figured, well, I'm going to use this mostly in the summer, a little bit of shoulder seasons. I could still put a quilt on it if I really wanted. Nothing preventing me from doing that. But most of my hammocks, I'm used to just having a regular bugnet on. If you really wanted to use it with, you know, wind protection and all that, I mean, you can get wind socks and all sorts of stuff you can add on top of this from various vendors. So War Bonnet's got a pretty good one. But yeah, I mean, the only real differences in this is just that pull up there, stretching this out. There was a lady online who was asking about it to see how that would affect when that's opened up and splaying up, if it would hit her tarp or whatnot. It really doesn't bother it too much, and it's a fairly light pole. It's not really gonna poke, and it's contained within the fabric of that, so it's not really gonna poke your tarp or anything. So if anyone has a concern about that, it's kind of a moot point. But yeah, I'm just gonna hang out here, lounge around, and maybe take a nap and see what I think about it as time goes on. But so far, pretty good first impressions. Like I say, I may have saved 30 bucks or something off of the price of this, but by the time you factor in tax and shipping and everything else, it brings it back up to about the original price. So yeah, but it's about 30 bucks less, you know, if you go through their little gear auction scratch dent extra, you know, Facebook group that they have out there. They just started that up like maybe a week ago or so, so it's still fairly new out there. By the time this video gets posted, that site will probably have been out there for a while, or they may just deplete everything that they have for the time being. I don't know, but yeah. I'm gonna get lulled to sleep here by the sound of the bugs. And catch you later. Well, I'm gonna say this is very comfy. I'm laying out here for a while. Got my light on now, but part of me wants to just sleep out here. But I'm gonna go in, check what the kids are up to, make sure they're getting ready for school tomorrow, and yeah, this is nice, very cozy. Oh yeah. Well, anywho, I'm gonna go try this thing out some more in the future, and I'll probably end up sleeping out here tonight. Pretty sure of it. But anywho, I'll catch y'all again later, and all that good stuff. Thanks for watching.